The recruitment of South African civilians to fight in the Russia-Ukraine war and the implication of certain political actors in that. But before we do, I want us to take a look at this package.
There's a new twist in the saga of the 19 men trapped in Ukraine. The men left South Africa in July on the promise that they would receive a specialized security training to become bodyguards. Upon their arrival, they were allegedly forced to join the Russian forces in the war against Ukraine. For the past 4 months, they've been pleading to come back home, saying they fear for their lives. The men now claim they've been given new identities, as seen here. This document, written in Russian, is believed to be a military ID issued by the Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation. It contains personal information and details of the units the holder is attached to. However, some personal information of the men has been changed. Their relatives say they are concerned.
Yes, we can confirm that they've been issued with new identity documents. But what is worrying is that some of their names have been changed at their dates of birth. We don't know what the reason for this is or whether it is part of the plan by those behind this whole thing to make it harder for the authorities to find them.
Mngomezulu says his brother and 2 others have now been deployed to an active combat zone. The group, originally of 19 men, has since been split up. He further says the individuals who recruited the men have gone to ground.
We really don't know what is happening and going forward what will happen. We don't know who to turn to for answers.
Authorities are investigating 2 cases related to the recruitment of the men. I am Mhlongo, SABC News, Durban.
Well, let's discuss this further now with Prof Bheki Mngomezulu, still with us. Prof, this certainly is a blemish on our democracy, regardless of who the actors are. But one certainly can't ignore the political machinations involved in the story. What's your reading of what the implications of this will be for those involved, and particularly so for the political parties they're attached to? In this instance, the MK seems to be a political party attached to Zuma Sambutla, who is accused, at least, of allegedly having been part of the recruitment ring and rackets that placed these men in the front lines of the war in Ukraine. What's your reading of this?
First of all, Oliver, I think that this incident forces all of us to do self-introspection as a country. There are a couple of questions we need to ask ourselves. When these individuals left South Africa, did we check if they had their return tickets? That's the first question. Then, of course, if they went there on an invitation, who invited them? If they were tourists, then, of course, anyone can tour any country. So then there is no problem there. Then secondly, if we were to pin this to individual political parties, we are going to miss the point. Because, for instance, let's talk about the MK party, which Tutuzile was a member of, and then, of course, the statement that was subsequently released by the MK party saying that they have nothing to do with this, distancing themselves from this. So we take their word for it unless we have counter evidence to prove that indeed they were involved. So for me, the approach here should be, we have South Africans who are currently in Russia. Let's understand if our intelligence section in this country did its work, and let's check if at the airport, whichever airport they used, I assume it would have been OR airport, did we do due diligence in terms of establishing their movements, where they were going, when they were coming back? If we did not do that, then the problem is not with any individual political party, but the problem is with us as government, different sectors of government. They must answer to the nation as to what really happened, as opposed to looking at individual political parties and asking them to provide information, because by and large they're gonna tell you that we have nothing to do with it, and then it ends there.
Prof Mngomezulu, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your insights. Really do appreciate it. That is political analyst, Professor Bheki Mngomezulu.